Kim, thanks very much for joining us on Seagulls TV, and congratulations on becoming a new director and member of the board. What made you decide to get involved in an official capacity at the club?
I've always shared a view that if you take a lot of enjoyment out of something, whether it's a football club or where your kids go to school, whatever it is, you've got to give something back. And I got to the point where I thought, well, with my business, it's quietened off a little bit, enough for me to be able to maybe give something back to Williamstown, because I enjoyed an enormous amount of success and fun with a bunch of blokes that I call friends nowadays. So I just thought it was timely for me to get back involved with Willie somehow.
So now you've joined the board, what areas of the club will you be involved in, I suppose?
Yes, I've been asked, and with pleasure will help out with the football committee and also the finance committee. Hopefully my background in finance and banking is going to help in respect to the finance committee, the subcommittee that I'm on. And football, well, you never know. I might have a few tricks up my sleeve to be able to help some of the younger players. And I met, organised with Wheels and caught up with Colo this morning, just so that I could get a bit of an understanding about how he structured the football group, which I must say I was really pleased about. And then that will give me a chance to think about how I can actually add value to it.
Now you're a legend at the club, you're a Hall of Fame member, a premiership player and a four-time best and fairest winner. Mm-hmm. But for those who don't know the Kim Kershaw story, can you give us a brief rundown of your, not only your football career, but then your professional career after football?
I got the opportunity to go to Richmond, which I just couldn't believe. It was fantastic, because I barracked for Richmond as a kid. I was going to a place where Bartlett and Sheedy and blokes I admired as a teenager. Spent a couple of years with them and was fortunate to be there when they won their last premiership. A couple of years at Richmond, and then went to Hawthorn because I thought I had more opportunity over there, and wasn't exactly the case. Ended up competing against an ageing Don Scott and a few other younger taller blokes that had come in, and that's when Williamstown approached me, by the name of Graham O'Gorn, sorry. Rod was coaching at the time. And that's when I joined Willie, and to be frank, I was conned. First night of training, I came down and it was nice and balmy, beautiful spring evening, and the Oval Tasman went past, and I just looking around going, how good is this? This is just absolutely sensational. Well, signed on the dotted line. Next training session, it was sleet. The rain was coming in at 90 degrees, and I thought, what have I got myself in for? But 6-7 years later, after finishing playing footy, it was the best decision in my football career I've ever made. And on a social level, a fantastic decision as well, because I enjoy an enormous amount of friendship with the guys, and also the committee as well. A lot of people in the committee and supporters. It's nice to be able to say hello to them all the time.
And your professional career, Kim, obviously you're involved in the finance industry. Yep. What can you tell us about your career there?
Sure, I've always been good with numbers and had a plan to be an accountant when I was 17, 18. And I got into banking at the time because of the Richmond Football Club. They had a connection in their HR area that were recruiting at the time, and I walked into a job in, at the time it was called the CBC Bank, which is now NAB. Spent 25 years in 3 different banking institutions and worked my way through senior management, and then saw the light, got out and started up my own finance broking business, which I have been doing successfully for the last 14 years and loving it.
So you touched on a few of your memories of the Williamstown Football Club there, but what are sort of maybe the 1 or 2 biggest or fondest memories you have from your playing days here?
The final siren in 1986. It was just probably a blessing, because the year before I juggled a mark in the goal square and we lost by 5 points. So for me it was good that we got across the line, and it was just 3 years of building and building and building to a point where we knew we were going to win it. It was going to happen. And obviously the celebration, which has been recorded shown on quite a number of occasions where I've asked the boys in Kobe where the cup is, and it's good that we can still get a laugh out of that as well, although I have aged a bit since then. The thing that I treasure the most, it's a bit like my sporting blue from my high school days, is being a life member. So that's the thing that I admire the most at a personal level of the accolades I've got from the club, or recognition from the club, and that's what I treasure the most.
And just one more to finish on, Kim. Flashing forward, I suppose, to current day Seagulls and obviously your role with the board now, where do you see you can make an impact with your experience within football and finance?
Within the football department, I'm hoping that, and I've coached in the past, I'm hoping that within the boundaries that Colo and his team set for us, is to be able to be involved, and I'd like to get involved in the development squad. Sometimes they miss out on the attention, so to speak. It's something of interest to me because many years ago I played way too many games in the development squad, and it can be a bit lonely at the start of the day, and the crowd doesn't get there till the end of the game, so to speak. So that's what I'm hoping to be involved and get involved in from the football part side of things. From the finance perspective, wow, the club's really financially stable. So I'm just hoping that I can bring some new ideas or some different ideas to the table for consideration. And if there's something that has some merit, then maybe get on another subcommittee and help them drive that particular idea that they've got. So that's what I'm hoping I can bring to the table for the football club as a whole.
Well, Kim, thanks very much for offering your time, and hopefully the Seagulls fans there have got to know you a little bit more, and we look forward to seeing you more and more around the club.
Absolutely.